Hey there, it's Kathy with Be Creative with Kathy, and today I'm going to show you a really cute card using the Sweet Songbirds, there we go, bundle. So the bundle looks like this. It's a punch bundle. It has all these really cute stamps, and really today we're going to use a lot of those stamps. And then, like I said, it has the punch that matches. Let me show you a couple other products we're going to use. These are the new, and I'm trying to think, stylish shape dies, and I love these dies. These are stitched shapes here, and I thought I saved, maybe I didn't, because when it cuts out the stitch on the inside, like you can see on my square here, but it also cuts on the outside. And I thought I saved that piece that I already cut, but I guess I didn't to show you. So, but that's another one. I love these dies. These are in the new annual catalog. So, and they don't go with the stamp set, so you'll just find them in the back with the dies. And then another thing we're going to use is this timber folder. And look, I just want to show you how I turned my folder that the package it comes in into a sleeve, so this way I know that this is my timber folder, but that's just an idea for storage. And I've already taken my soft suede piece and run it through there. So now this is gonna, I'm hoping this looks like a tree trunk for the back of my card, but I have those already cut and ready to go. Now on this set here, I'm also gonna grab this piece right here. Now we're going to change the size of this, and if you're asking me why don't you just use this one, because we need this to be a little bit smaller, but look how wide this is. I want it to be a little bit more narrow, and like I said, we're going to make it shorter, but I'll show you how to make this die in different sizes. Okay, let's start. Well, let me show you the card. Did I do that yet? No, I didn't. And so I shouldn't show you. Well, I'll show you because I'm going to change it up a little bit here. But I'm part of a demonstrator swap. So if you're one of those demonstrator friends of mine and you want my swap to be a surprise, then turn it off. Don't watch anymore because I'm going to show you what my card looks like. And like I said, I am going to change the colors a little bit because this paper is that Sweet as a Peach designer series paper that you can't get anymore. But then I found in this pack of paper here, now this is the Hostess or Stamp Rewards packet or whatever, but in this packet, let me see if I can find, here it is, it's back here. I found these cute little birds in this packet here, or in this, yeah, this designer series paper. So I'm going to use this paper, so I'm going to change my colors from Balmy Blue over to Pool Party. But look how pretty. And this packet's perfect for swaps and stuff like that, because you get 4 sheets, I believe 4 sheets, yeah, of each pattern in this packet. So you can do a lot of the same card, and this one is great. So if you do swaps, remember to look into this packet of paper. Okay, so speaking of that packet of paper, I've cut my piece here. This is 4 inches by 3 3/8. No, 5. Oh my gosh, 5 by 3 3/8. Okay, that brings me to the next thing. If you need the measurements and the correct measurements, I would go visit my blog, becreativewithkathy.com, because I put the correct measurements on there. They never come right out of my mouth, and I'm sure you've heard that before. Other things you can find on my blog are the past videos I've done and all the measurements for those, and you can find my online store there. Wait, I'm going to cut this. We need this really to be 2 inches instead of 4, but I want my pattern to go the same, so I always cut it by 4, and then I'm going to just take it here and cut it at 2 inches right in half, so then when I put it back together, my patterns will still line up. Okay, that would just tell you that real quick. Other things on my blog you can find is the starter kit. Now the starter kit, if you have a long list of stuff you want, the starter kit is great. It's $125 worth of product for only $99, and now Stampin' Up! Is throwing in all this in color in there. So you could go to my blog and you'll see more information about the starter kit on there too. Okay, let's go on. So then I have a piece here. This is Pool Party. Like I said, I'm changing my color scheme from the Balmy Blue here to Pool Party, and this is just your normal card base, 8.5 by 5.5. Yes, only this time on each, this is the 8.5 inch side here. I've scored it both sides at 2 1/8, and then that way when you fold them in, let's do a drum roll and see if I got it right. They should meet here in the center. Oh, and they do. Yay, yay, yay. So then we have a card base that looks like that. Let's take these now that I have them Yep, like this. And I'm going to just use some tape runner here. And I'm going to just cover up these front panels. Now it's going to be a itty bitty little 1/8 of an inch border here, but there you go. So when you see my measurements on my blog, it will actually say that these are 2 inches by 5 3/8. But so you know, I like to cut them in half, and look how it still lines up and it looks really cool on the front of our card. Let's go ahead and take that embossed piece here, and I'm going to use some liquid glue. I don't like to use tape runner on my embossing, just in case it flattens out some of those, you know, bumps and pretty patterns we just put on our paper. So I'm going to take this piece here, a little bit of liquid glue, and I'm going to put that on the inside here. So now it looks like the inside of our card is like the trunk of the tree. Alrighty, there we go. So now we're off to a good start with our, and I think I called this a floating pop-up card. I don't know. I saw another demonstrator did a floating pop-up card. I can't remember her name either. Wendy Crawford. I don't know, but I took her card base and did my own. I think that's what she called it. Then I have 2 pieces here. These are both basic white. I know that they're maybe at 5 1/4 inches long. One of them is 1 inch and one of them is 3/4 of an inch, but they're also scored this way. I'm going to turn them and score them this way at 1 inch, 2 inches, and 4 1/4. And these are going to be our pop-up mechanism. So I'm going to just fold on those score lines, trying to keep it, you know, straight top to bottom or side to side, so they're fold nice here. Can do the same thing to this one. And then here's where we need a really strong adhesive. But before I do that, I think I'm going to stamp so I can see about where I want these in my card. So let's do some stamping really quick. I have all my stamps set up here, and I have a bunch of scraps. Let's start with this scrap white. Okay, and we're going to, first I'm going to just take some soft suede here, and I'm going to stamp my nest onto just a scrap of crumb cake. You can see he was a hedgehog scrap, but now he's going to be a nest scrap. And another thing, I guess I should apologize in advance. Wait, I need my mat. Is that I'm going to have to do some fussy cutting, so you have to bear with me. Well, if you're here on Facebook with me, you know I do my videos Facebook Live, and then I post them onto YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, thank goodness you can just fast forward, but on Facebook Live, you're going to have to just put up with me for a minute here. So I'm going to take my stem here, and really I'm going to even stamp it this way because I want it to be coming out of my card this way, so I'm going to stamp it, and I don't even know if that matters when we fussy cut it because I can turn it over and do it either way. But there we have our little stamp. And then while I'm stamping, I'm going to take that white square that we cut here. No, I have to do the stem later. Darn it, I should have started with my words. Let's do the words next then, because I could have done all the brown at one time, but oh well. Because I'll tell you what I don't like about my card. This, the little bird told me, was going to be popped up on like an oval or something, and then I didn't like that, so I just stamped it on the card. But to me, it's buried under the stem, so I want to stamp my words first. A little bird told me, and I'm going to stamp it down here in the corner, and then I'm going to build my scene around the words. So first thing right there, a little bird told me. Look how cute that is. And then on that scrap paper, I'm also going to stamp that it's your day. It's your special day. This is going to go on the inside, but while we're stamping in the black, and this is just Memento black, do it like that. There. Now let's bring back in that stem, and let's stamp the stem, or our stick, our branch. I think it's a branch. That would be a better word, because we're going to stamp him up here. Maybe let's do it right there. Now I might have stamped it too far this way. Look, and make sure, look, I got a line there, but I think my bird's going to cover most of that up. I don't even see the ink on my block, but don't rock because then you get that there. Yuck. But I'm going to bring those little feet that match this bird because there's two sets of feet in here because one bird's facing one way and one bird's facing the other. And so, yeah, I'm going to put the little feet that match the bird that's facing this way and just stamp them right there on the branch. Okay, I think that's all the black. Nope, we need one more thing, but I can't stamp that until after we stamp the little bird. So let's go ahead and bring the little bird that's facing this way. And I'm going to stamp him here on my feet. I might get my head in the camera. And you'll notice that he's going off, but that's okay because I'm going to also stamp him here. Yeah, boy, I might have to redo that. We'll see. For video time's sake, I'm not going to redo it, but I might redo it later because I have that line across my white cardstock. There we go. And then again with that black, I'm going to stamp his little eyeballs right here. There we go. So far, so good. Okay, so is that it for the... Nope, now we're going to bring in lots of stamping. The green, and this is that new parakeet something or another green. I love this new in color. It's so bright and vibrant. And then have you seen that they even have the new mug? Ooh, look, it's right here. Look, so you can get logo items. And look how cute. I think it's called branded now. I'm a little old school. But look how cute those tumbler cups are. That same green parakeet. Oops, sorry, that was just a... I love them. I use them. I've got 2 of them now, and I use them all the time. And I don't know why, but it's helped my water intake. So yay for Kathy. Okay, got my little leaves on my branch. And look how cute this stamp, this leaf, I can't do 2 things at once, lines up perfect with that little tree there. That doesn't look bad. It's a little bit off, but I think it's still going to be okay. It's got some color to it, and I think we're good. Okay, so let's work on now. Let me see what else we need. This, we just need the little music notes. In fact, I'm going to just go ahead and stamp them up there at the top because there's barely room for them. And I'll make sure, well, we know where our bird's going to be anyway because I've already stamped them. I'm going to just fussy cut and put that over there. But there we go. We can put our little music notes right there. Cute. I love everything except for the fact that I have that line right there. And once we put the bird, maybe it won't be as noticeable, but I have a feeling that I'll take that off later and fix my card. Okay, he's all done. I'm going to set him aside. And let's bring back in this piece because I want to punch, or I want to stamp this second bird here that's going to go on the inside. So you can see how the punch works, right? I'm going to try to stamp my bird on my paper so that it looks like my punch. Ink him up good here. And this is real red. Did I tell you this was real red ink? I really like the way the real red pool party and the parakeet go together. Oh, he might not fit on me, and I don't want to take a chance. I'm going to bring in another scrap here. And I don't think he's inked up good, so I'm going to put some more ink on him. And then he's kind of at a tilt here. Let's see if that looks good. And let that ink sink in really good because this is a nice solid stamp. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then we're going to need his little wing here. So I'm going to just go ahead and stamp a couple of them because we'll need one for the bird on the inside and one for the bird on the front. And I don't like the way that one stamps, so let me do one more. And I think I can just punch those along and they'll be fine. Now, is that everything I need for stamping? Let's do a double check here. So I have everything stamped here. And then we have our nest, the bird, the branch. I think we have everything here. So let's go ahead and punch. And I'm going to try to get all my stamps out of the way and clean up a little bit here. Let's go ahead and punch our little bird, see if I got him in the right. Nope, and not even close. Every time. I'm going to just take a little bit, cut that off. See if I can get my bird in there now. Yep, now he lines up. Get him so here. That way, and then punch out these. And look, I punched those the wrong way, or I stamped them the wrong way. Oh well. I'll show you every time what not to do rather than what to do. But now, oh, I don't like that one. That's the leaf. Oh, look, I'm going to mess this one up. I'll have to stamp this one again because my punch is running in to the other one. There's one. So let me just take a little bit of time here real quick. That red ink, and let's stamp one more little. I'm going to stamp him this way this time, although now it doesn't matter because my cardstock's so small. I'll be able to get my punch in there. What a mess. Okay. That one there too. So now I have my two little, do I have my other? Now I can't find anything. Did you see? Of course you guys are like, you just put it right there. There it is under my scissors. Thank you. There's my two leaves. Here's my little bird. And look, I forgot to stamp his eyes. Let's stamp his eyes really quick. Let me put this on. I feel very disorganized, maybe because it's Friday. I had a really busy day yesterday. First I went to bowling. Then we had our first softball game of the summer or spring/summer season. We were totally not ready for our game, but my girls pulled through, did really well. They had a really good positive attitude, which I think is huge, and it was really fun. So yesterday was crazy busy. Today I should be relaxing. And I will as soon as my video is done here. There we go, but that might be why I'm a little stressed out. Then I'm going to just take a Stampin' Blend. This is the dark Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to just color that little beak. Now there is a punch. You could punch this out with maybe some daffodil cardstock, but I think it's a lot easier, quicker, maybe not quite as cute, but it works just to get that little beak in there the right color. Okay, so we have our punching done. Now you have to sit while I do some fussy cutting. And it won't take long. I'll go fast. And you know the trick with fussy cutting, I'm sure you've heard me say this 100 times, is that you move the paper. You kind of keep your scissors where they are, but you move your paper around and your scissors just go up and down. I don't know if that made sense, but okay, I'm going to try to cut this piece a little bit smaller so it's easier to work with and get in between these two little branches here. Tell me, I like to fussy cut. I think fussy cutting is like very calming, but you'll have to let me know if you like to fussy cut. And it's strange because it's funny, most people don't like to fussy cut, but they like to color. And usually I don't like to color, but I do like to fussy cut. But lately I've had the desire to color, so we'll see what's up with that. Okay, almost done. Well, with the branch, then I gotta hurry and cut that little bird. Well, I'm not, yeah, but. Okay, there we go. Let me trim just off this little edge. Now we have our little branch. That wasn't too bad. And then let me get, and I'm gonna just make this straight so when we have to put this through our die cut machine. But let me hurry and get this little bird. And on my little bird, I'm going to try to leave the same kind of border that I have on my little wing, and that way it'll look nice together. Get his little plumage here. I think that's what that's called. And I got a little wide here. Let me trim this down a little bit. Now I got a little narrow. Nah, he's good enough just like that. Okay, let's clean up a little bit because now I think we're ready to die cut our greeting, how we're going to make this die here just a little bit shorter. So I have my mini cut and emboss machine here. And my plates should be right. Yes, here they are. So of course I'm going to use my plate number 1. Whoop! My cutting plate that's all chewed up right here. I'm going to lay my paper on there. And when I lay my die on my paper, I'm going to not center my words. I'm going to put them toward the edge here. And just so it stays put and I don't have to do it again, I'm going to use some washi tape to hold that in place. And try to get it. Does it look pretty straight? I'm not even on camera. There we go. Does it look pretty straight? We'll put him right there. And then run that through. And then I'm going to take that. Well, in fact, I'm going to just leave it there. I'm going to take that die again, and I'm going to put it this time so that it's centered this way. And you can kind of feel, wait, I want one more bump. You can kind of feel when that die like falls into place. Into those dots again, and it'd be straight with your die. And your words would be centered. You just have to be patient, which I'm not very good at. There it goes. Now it fell into the, you can kind of feel it drop into those places again. And now it should be straight. And hopefully it's pretty centered this time. I might not have done perfect, but we'll see. Yeah, there. And now look how my words fit on that die. Just right. So that's how you could make all of these dies in that set, any size you want. So you could take the squares and turn those into rectangles. You could even take the circles and turn them somewhat into ovals by just changing the size and die cutting them twice. Yay! Okay, let's bring our card back in. Let's go ahead now. We're ready, I think, to put these pieces in there. So with some really good adhesive, I'm going to start with the top piece because I think that's the main focal piece that we want. And I want it to be over here on this side here. So I'm going to start with some really strong adhesive on here. Now let's see. Oh, it looks like my Stampin' Seal Plus is going to run out. Darn it. And I don't think I have a refill here. So I'm going to start with my Stampin' Seal Plus, and then when I run out, I'll go to tear and tape. But I'm going to set him here just to see about, yep, see now my bird is not going to be like over the edge, but in fact I want to bring it down just a little bit more, and that way it's almost in the center of my card here, so he's going to be my focal point. So I'm going to take it here, right, and I'm going to hold it. Now this part here you can see is lined up with the edge of this. I'm going to take, this is the adhesive right here, and just so you know, this is the 1 inch score line is right here. And then, well really this is the last score line. This is the 1 inch and 1 1/2, and then over here would be the 4 1/4. So there's 1 score line here and 2 score lines over here, but I'm going to fold that over and have that. So now it's going to be stuck really to the front of our card like this, and then fold it over and make sure it gets a nice good fold right there. Then I'm going to put some adhesive on this last fold. So this would be the 1 inch. There's 2 score lines here just to the 1 inch score line, like this. And boy, all of a sudden I had a little worry. I hope I'm doing this right. And then I'm going to fold it here on, on this score line. So on the second score line, here's our first score line. The tape is to that. The second score line here, I'm going to fold that over and lay that flat on our card. Now we need a drum roll, because you know me, I'm the one that makes the mistakes so you don't later. But then looky there, now we have that little piece here that we're going to lay our branch on. I forgot to fussy cut my nest. Hang on, this won't take long. We need a nest to put on there too. And I am kind of doing on the sides, I'm kind of following those branches so it gives a little bit, it's not just like an oval or a bowl on the side. I'm going to just give it a little bit of character here around those. But this one goes fast. Almost forgot about my poor little nest. There we go. So see my branch, first we'll put our branch. But if you notice, if you hold the branch here, look, the branch is going to go too far this way. We can't have anything over this score line. So I need to take my branch here and I'm going to just cut a little bit off. Now when you lay your branch on there and it closes, come on branch, it won't go over this fold line. So let's go ahead and put him down first. I'm going to use some liquid glue on my branch, and I'm going to put as low as I can on this piece here. Just set that right there on that piece there. Let's take a glue dot and put the little wing on my bird. Like so. Whoop. And then I think I'm going to use a little bit of glue just on the bottom of my bird here and put him, let's see, kind of figure where we want him with our nest, maybe right there. And then just a little bit of liquid glue on our nest here. And look how cute. Whoop, our nest has to move down a little bit because he's all up in our bird's face. There he goes, right there. And then I'm going to just fold this over and push down on that and get that little, look how cute. Isn't that cute? Sorry, patting myself on the back. Okay, let's do our little words down here. Now before I go on, I have a little scrap of Pool Party. This is 1 inch by 2 7/8. And how I remember that, I have no idea, but I do remember that measurement. But like I said before, I would check my blog becreativewithkathy.com because that's where the correct measurements are. So again, now this is the one. There's only one square on this line on this side. There's 2 on this line. We're going to cover this 1 inch score line over here, or this one section here, and we're going to lay it down here now. And I think I want my words about there. I'm going to line it up with the score line again and put that down. And now it's going to be stuck to the front flap here. We're going to do the same thing and put some adhesive on this score line. Now there's the 2 score lines are on this side because that's what's going to create our pop-up device. I guess you see that now. I'm going to fold this over like this. Make sure that I have that right. Yeah. And so I see I've scored it on the first. There's tape here. There's no tape here. And then I'm going to close my card again. And then we have a little place here now that we can put our greeting. So I'm going to just go ahead and take that little tag and set it here in the inside of that piece. This is totally going to cover this piece here. Hopefully I didn't get tape too far so it gets on my card base. You don't want any tape on here or any sticky on there, but I think I did okay. Now drum roll. Yep, look, and now you close your card and it opened up and it looks like that. I'm so happy with this card. Oh, and there's a piece of cardstock I forgot to cut, so you have to bear with me really quick. But I need 1 piece of soft suede that is 1 inch by 8, and totally forgot that piece. But it'll be on my blog, the right measurements here. And I'm going to cut him down to 8 inches here. Now I probably could left it at 8.5 because we'll just fold that over and cover it up with our square. But we're going to take this piece now and lay it over our card base. And then bring that to the front here. Like this. And now I'm going to try to get it tight enough that it can close. Oh, and you should, never mind. I'm going to put in my measurements that it's 8.5. Now I can fix that because my square here that I cut is going to be big enough, and I can just lay that to hold those together. But it would have been better to have them a little closer. So that should have been 8.5. But like I said, measurements, never Kathy's mouth. Okay, so this, like I said, is loose enough that it'll still slide off and on, but tight enough so it doesn't look saggy. Can't have saggy. And then I'm going to go ahead and just put some tape here and a little bit of tape here, and I'm using that really strong tape again. And then let's see, I can put one more over here to make sure it's nice and strong. Hopefully you'll fold your paper better so your centers are more centered, but like I said, I'll show you what not to do so you can do the right thing. And then I'm going to get this centered here best I can. Lay that down. This should come down a little bit, But there you go. Now there's our belly band. So then with this piece here and this one here, I'm going to go ahead and put this flat onto the pool party. Oh, and did I tell you? So with this is the largest of these squares here, and then this one, the white one, is the second largest. So then the in-between of the two squares is a perfect 2.5-inch square. And that, I think, looks really good layering that way. But I'm going to take this one and put this on dimensionals. And then lay this right here. Try to get it straight. There we go. And then a little glue dot right here on my wing. Put that on my little bird. And then I'm going to put a couple dimensionals on the back of my bird. Ooh, and wait, I need to make sure that my dimensional is not too high. Yep, and this dimensional is a little bit too high. You got to take this one off. And in fact, I'm going to just cut him in half, because we can't have it stick. It has to stay on my little square. There, now I think he'll be the right size. So I put him right here, and then look how cute that is. And see, now he's not sticky here. When I slide this off, you don't see the little dimensional there, so I'm fine. So there you go. There's my card. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not very good at watching comments on my on my videos. I can't do two things at once. I'm not that talented. But someone asked if they could case my card. I would be flattered if you would case any card. I think that's, well, it's just very flattering for me that you'd even think about casing my card. So go ahead, case away, have fun. That's my card today. Let me show you my first card, if I can find him again here. Here he is, and his belly band. If you ever have any questions, be sure and reach out. I would love to hear your comments. If you're on Facebook here, if you like my page and share my video, it would help me out a bunch. If you're watching on YouTube, of course, like everybody else, I'm going to ask you to subscribe and click on that bell and leave me comments. I love your feedback. So there you go. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you back here on Monday about 1:30. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.